Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time when we can relax and craft together for about an hour here. And I typically work on projects from beginning to end. And we have been working through the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along. And up until today, we have gotten a new block for the quilt along every Thursday. And those first 20 blocks, so we've done 20 blocks already, all those first blocks were free and we had one a week. Now we have the book. So we have the Splendid Sampler 2 book, and now we're going to be working the rest of the 80 blocks. There's 100 blocks total. We're going to work on the rest of them from the book here. So if you don't have the book yet, they should be coming in if you've purchased them and haven't received them yet. They all seem to be arriving within the past couple weeks. But there is a link in my post here if you want to grab yours. So they changed the format of how they're doing this now. You can find out more at thesplendidsampler.com. So Jane and Pat are doing it a little bit differently now. So now it looks like every week they're going to release you can see all the blocks already, but it's still a quilt along. So they're gonna announce 4 blocks per week, and then you can kind of pick through those 4 blocks and choose what you want to work on for the week, basically. So that's way more than what we can do in a week. So I think what we'll do is we'll still kind of stick to our Thursday and Friday, and we might still work on other projects. We'll work on the Splendid Sampler a little longer for sure. We're going to still do all the blocks, you guys, but from the 4 blocks that are picked every week, every Thursday, we're going to just pick one of those to work on, and then eventually we'll work our way through the whole book. I do want to finish all of the blocks for this project, the Splendid Sampler 2. So we're going to get going on it tonight. So I'm going to show you the 4 blocks that were pitched tonight, and I'm going to show you the one that I want to work on tonight as well. And I think the one I picked, will be kind of a quick block and something that we haven't done here yet. So I'm excited for it. I think it'll be fun. So, all right, I'm going to flip you around and we'll see how it goes tonight. Yeah, so I think Bev, I'm kind of with you. I think the 4 blocks all at once, that's going to be a little overwhelming. I mean, some people, it's fine. So some people will be able to do them no problem. But for me, that is a lot. So we are just going to kind of work our way through the book. I was thinking I might put a little X on the ones that we've done, but I hate writing in books. I hate marking up books, so we're gonna have to keep track of this somehow. But here, I'm gonna page through the blocks that we got going on here. So these are the 4 blocks that were pitched. So one is by Joyce. I don't know if this is Beans or Bennis, but it's called Estelle. And this is this block. Oh yeah, Gretchen. So they linked the designer for all of the blocks on the splendidsampler.com. So you kind of had to look up the designer or click their link, and some of them posted their block, but some of them you had to read whose block it was. So there is an index. I was kind of paging through the book a little bit. So there is an index of all the blocks in the back. So if they said which block it was, then you can look it up. So I kind of looked it up that way. I know. I fainted a little bit, Jennifer, when I found out that there was 4 blocks. We are not going to be able to work at that speed. So we're going to just pick one, and then we'll just pick one until this thing is through, and then we'll go back and we'll pick through the blocks. I might actually just keep little tabs on all the blocks that are picked, and I might just put an X on once we've completed them. And then once every page has a tab or something, then we know we know that it's done. Yeah, I hate, like, I don't want to put like a little X in here or anything. I know some people cut off the binding of their book and then put a spiral bind on it. That's so that it can lay flat. I love the concept of that. I love a book that lays flat, but oh God, I'm the worst. Like, I don't like writing in books. I've never written notes in books. I just like my books clean and pristine. So I'm gonna try and keep it that way. I know some people have no problem with like writing in books. But anyway, so here are the 4 blocks for this week. And then I'm gonna show you the one that I'm gonna end up doing. So this is Estelle. I think this is just gorgeous. However, it is a ton of tiny little pieces, which is kind of like the block that we just worked on. So I think I'm going to pass on this one right now, even though I think it's really pretty. All right, let's see what else. I have them all marked here. Gosh, I can't even get into the book. There we go. All right, so #love is another one. So this one I think will go super quick. I'll probably do this one with the fusible, just to make it extra quick. I mean, this would be really pretty if you did the needle turn applique as well, but I'm not going to do this one yet either. So this is another one from this week, #love. I think this one would go really quickly, but there was a different block that I think I'm going to do. So I'm gonna go to another block now. We'll take a look through what's in the back here as well. Okay, so here's a 3rd block that was released today. So this one is by Debbie Brown. It's called Ticker Tape. I think it is absolutely beautiful. Again, this one I thought at first was all pieced, but it's not. It is foundation paper pieced. So this is where we have that piece of paper with all the lines on, and then we sew directly onto the paper, which I enjoy, but I have so many excuses today. I thought that would just be too much to set up and too messy. I didn't want to deal with the mess today. So the 4th block that was released today is the one we're going to do. And that's this Curves Forever. So I'm going to work on this one tonight. It's by Jenny Pedigo and Helen Robinson. So this is the one I'm going to do tonight. This one felt kind of like a challenge because we got these curves, but kind of easy. The cutting is super easy, just a couple squares, super easy cutting. The only part that's going to be a little goofy is this sewing on the curve, but not the end of the world. I think it's going to be relatively easy, and it looks pretty cool afterwards. Like I haven't, it's neat, like all these different blocks, all these curved blocks, how they come together and make this kind of new shape in the middle. I'm excited about that. So this is the one I am going to work on tonight, you guys. So if you want to join me for that, that's what I'm going to do, the Curves Forever block. And all these other blocks will get done when they get done. So that's how we're playing this Splendid Sampler 2 game now. Things are going to get done when they get done. But Curves Forever, that is what we're working on tonight. So let's pick some fabric. We need three fabrics. I think we need a little less of this light color, and then these 2 here. So let's start there. I want to get you guys so you can see this yet. We'll get a little higher. There's our block. And, oh, well, first of all, let me show you a little bit about this. So we need a little template piece for this. And all the templates, once you guys get the books, all the templates are here in the back. And it's kind of crazy. There's so much stuff back here. So we have like all the applique pieces. You know, we have all our little embroider bits. I mean, this kind of, oh, this tears out. So I probably will end up tearing this out of the book. But gosh, even that I don't like doing to a book. I like it keeping the same as it is. But I think we're going to have to. I'm going to have to tear this out to actually get to these pieces.
But luckily, the Curves Forever is right on the back here, so I don't have to go far for that. So, but man, we can get a sneak peek of all the stuff we'll be doing in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tear this. It's perforated. Actually, mine's kind of tearing off already, but I'm gonna leave it for now because our pieces are right here. So right in the back is the Curves Forever. They have the title and the page to like reference. So like here, Lotus on Pond is page 100. We need this Curves Forever. So this is our template to cut out our curves. But I am not going to, I'm not going to cut these out because like I said, I don't want to hurt my poor little book. So what I'm going to do instead is I have some freezer paper here. I use this for applique stuff sometimes. So I'm going to trace those lines onto the freezer paper, and then I can press the plastic side of this freezer paper, I can press that onto my block so I can do that template shape. So that's a little bit of my plan for how to tackle these templates. Now that I'm working from the book. Oh, that's why you got the Kindle version, Catherine. So all you have to do is print out. You can just print from your Kindle. Oh, that's kind of cool. That'd be a reason to get the digital version. You can just print these off pretty easily. Oh, I kind of like that idea. All right, so we'll be using those templates real quick. But first, we are gonna pick some fabric. So I'm gonna get my bin out. I have my fabric rules for this project, remember? So this is block, I'm gonna call this block 21. So from here on out, I'm still gonna number the blocks, but they're gonna be numbered for the order that I'm working on them. So if you're gonna go to YouTube to find the block, just know that the numbers are the numbers that I'm using now, past number 20. But I also have the title. I'll have Curves Forever, and the designers. I will have that in the title, so you should be able to still quickly scroll through and find the block that you're looking for. But since this is block 21, I am not going to use my bright poppy colors. I'm only using the bright pops of colors every 5 blocks. So I'm back to my neutral yellows. So we'll take that out. And my other rule that I'm using for my quilt is to have a white background when I can. So I'm going to grab some of this white, and we will start there. So for this, I'm going to consider the background these white pieces. So I'm going to use the white for that, and now we need to see what we want with it. So let's just kind of pretend that this is our white square in the background. And I need to pick 2 colors from here. And these are very contrasty colors. You know, we got a bright blue and a bright red, but their tone or their value is pretty close. Like if you squint, this whole area kind of looks like black compared to this looks white. So this whole thing kind of pops. So I don't need to mess with my lights, mediums, and darks so much if I want to create this same sort of look. I don't know if that's what I want to do. Let's just pick 2 cute fabrics is really what this block is all about, I think. 2 cute fabrics. So let's just, I mean, it could be anything really, right? I was noticing I haven't used this one in a while. Maybe we use that. This is kind of a plain fabric. So that's something. This is a pretty decorative fabric with a lot of floral stuff, and this is kind of less decorative. Maybe we could do that. Leslie, my YouTube videos are up forever until like YouTube says they can't be there anymore, I suppose. We could do flowers again. So those will be there. So don't worry about that. So if you don't have the book yet or something, don't worry. They're all gonna be up there. I think this is really kind of adorable together, these 2, but I've used this floral so many times already. But I suppose we've used everything quite a lot at this point. We could do something like a totally different color. I don't like that. I kind of like this. Trying to do maybe something more playful in the middle. Gosh, you know what? I'm going to just keep this. This is what I'm gravitating to. Let's just do it. So, done. Enough decision making for the night. All right, so I think this will be our middle florally color. And then this kind of, I think this is called Freckles, which is a good name for it. This Freckles fabric will do for this red, and then white will be like this kind of creamy background. So, all right, we'll need to press, I think, a little bit. All right, let's just start with this white because it's here and I can get rid of it quickly. We needed 4 3 1/4 squares. So let's see, that would be, if I did it in a strip, that would be 12, 13. That would be 13 inches worth. So let's see what we got happening here. This is definitely 13 inches, it's like over 20. This is 18 inches. We have 13 inches here. Ugh, not quite. I do have a lot of white fabric sitting around, so I could, if I have a little extra, we're just gonna do it. I'm just gonna cut a big 18-inch strip, and we'll just cross cut from there. I'll have a bunch of extra, but whatever, I'll use it for something else. I'm going for ease this time. Oh, you're watching some of the first Splendid Sampler. Yeah, so Leslie, those from the first Splendid Sampler will stay up as well for a while. Those first Splendid Sampler ones are from, man, a lot of those beginning ones are from ages ago. I think a lot of those we actually did back on Periscope when we were doing these live streams. That was like at the beginning of live streaming. So some of those are kind of funny. And I've learned, I just put a crease in here. I learned so much from doing that first Splendid Sampler. I feel like this time around, I get to just kind of practice those skills instead of learn a lot of those skills. So that's kind of fun, fun for me now. It's fun for me to come back and do another one of these with a little bit more knowledge or a little bit more know-how. All right, so to speed up this process, I am gonna just fold. This is gonna be a little bit weird. We're gonna Frankenstein this deal, but I'm gonna just fold these. And I'm gonna just kind of trim my piece right out of here, even though it's gonna leave a giant hole in this fabric. But like I said, we'll use this fabric for so many other things that it is not going to matter how I cut this out. So, okay, 3 1/4 I needed. Let's go this way. 3 1/4. All right, a rotary cutter. Here we go. Oh gosh, should I wear? Okay, I wanted to practice. I wanted to practice wearing this glove. So this glove was meant for cutting with sharp objects. I'm trying to get used to the idea of using this so I don't like accidentally cut myself. Oh yes, Julie. So there was a couple videos from the first Splendid Sampler. Like, we did a long marathon one Saturday, which was so much fun. And we actually, gosh, we did a lot that day too. So it's a little annoying, but that one is not on YouTube anymore. Because when I started doing the YouTubes, I'm gonna just rotate this whole thing. When I started doing the YouTubes back in the day, way back then, the Facebook Lives or the Periscopes, I had music playing on in the background, which was relaxing and nice, and I kind of loved it. But then I started putting them on YouTube, and they weren't live anymore, and so there were licensing issues. So sometimes they just take down the video and you're not even allowed to touch the video anymore. Like if you don't have it downloaded yourself on your computer, then it just doesn't exist anymore. So unfortunately, I did lose some videos at the beginning, some videos from the Splendid Sampler 1. due to music licensing issues, which I understand, but it's a bummer I didn't have a lot of those videos anywhere else. So that's that. So yeah, a few of those, if you can't find them, some I don't think that happened a lot, but there are some with the licensing issues, and that long Saturday, that like 7-hour marathon or whatever we did, that one, unfortunately, all that work and then that one's not up there, which is a bummer. All right, we got 4 squares. Throw that to the side. Yes, music and candles, exactly. That was nice. All right, so from these pieces, I need two squares. And they're, what are they? They're 5 inches, so I need to cut from like 10-inch little strips. Let's get my big ruler out here again. All right, I could get it that way. Could I get it this way too? Yeah, actually, I think we'll get it from this side. So I'm gonna try and cut all these at once, but let's fold, or let's press, I mean, first. I still have that plant behind me, and one of the times during one of these old Periscopes or Facebook Lives, I had the candle out and I burnt a little hole, or not a hole, I burnt a little leaf of the plant. And that's the plant that's actually sitting behind me right now. We did that whole embroidery of that plant. That was kind of fun back in the day. But there are like 12 more leaves on that plant since then. So that's kind of fun. All right, so to cut these out, I'm gonna just kind of, let's do it this way so I can see. I'm going to layer my fabric and then just cut out the squares again. But I want to get the other piece going first. I think that oh no, the burnt leaf is still on there. All right. Well, we're just going to go from this angle here. Actually, if I do it from this side, then we can clean up this edge a little bit. Let's do that. So again, I'm just pressing this real quick over here. We'll have a bunch of scraps from this one. We're using up the fabric. That's good. May have to add fabric here and there towards the end of this quilt. All right, I need to actually start using my scraps from this quilt so far. I've been saving all the scraps, and I need to just, on some of these like paper pieced ones and all that, I need to just actively start using the scraps a little bit more. We'll go this way. All right, I'm really gonna just cut a giant hole in these, but oh well, we're doing it. Is this even 5 inches? Gosh, just barely. Okay, yeah, we're fine, I think. All right, we're gonna go right here. Let's get this glove on again. Oh, you got snow in St. Louis, Bonnie. We do too. It is, let me just peek. Yep, we have snow on the ground. We got a dusting right now. It's just dusting on the ground. All right, double check measurements. Yep. Okay, cut that little fold off. Now again, I'm just gonna, just so I'm not moving these squares, I'm gonna rotate my whole piece here. Make it easy. Okay. Now we'll do the 5 inches. Here's where I'm really lining up the edge. All right, that looks good. Okay. And we have our fabric cut, which is great. I love when I can get rid of my huge chunks of fabric. Okay, what is next? Let's just lay things out here. So these are going to be those outer curves. So these are the red striped squares, and these are the blue print squares, the equivalent to that. And then we got our 4 smaller squares here. They're cute. Oh, Southern Minnesota. I'm in the Minneapolis area, Colette. So, yeah, we're getting the dusting. I woke up to it yesterday or this morning, and yesterday with it, and getting a little bit more now. Okay, we got to make our template pieces for pieces A, C, and D. A, C, and D. Oh, because I'm like, why are there only 3 template pieces and why did they skip B? Because we're making a B piece from the excess of the template. So, all right, let's scooch to the back here. And here's where I'm going to make my freezer paper templates. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I could have just made a photocopy of this and cut them out, but we're going to trace. We're going to get my freezer paper out. Let's just rip off a piece of this. This piece is a little bit big, but I think we'll be fine. So I'm going to just trace with a pencil really quickly. Try to do this quick. I really only need these curved pieces because these line up with the edge of my fabric. So I'm going to just really do those lines quickly. I just need to get those relatively close. But this one I'm going to try and draw a little bit better just because I want to cut that curve really nicely. Okay, and that's A. And let's do C. Same deal. I'm just going to quickly get these lines down. All right, and then we'll go slower for this. Gotta get quiet when you trace. All right, C, and I'm gonna squeeze this one in here. Yep. All right, D. Ooh, I don't think I have a paper scissors by me. I'm gonna have to grab that quick. All right, that looks good. So enough of that. Let's cut those out right away then. Hold on. There we go. Paper scissors. So I can save this freezer paper for another project later. I'm sure we'll use it. All right, so I'm just going to quickly cut these out just so I can not have all the excess. Let's get this opened up again. I should mark off the ones that we've already done in here too. Okay. I'm going to just cut, like I said, these sides pretty quickly. I just know that those line up to the edge of the fabric, and these I'll cut a little nicer. For this block, I mean, these curves, I actually don't think they have to be real perfect. Whatever, I mean, you could actually freehand these curves, and you'd end up with a pretty cool piece, I think. So, you know, if you don't get this perfect, you're going to be fine. There we go. Yeah, Mary, me too. We are not going to get all 4 blocks done in a week. There's just no way. I mean, we get lucky if we get one block done during a week. So we're not going to do all 4. What I'm going to do is every week on Thursday, I'm still going to call Thursday the new block week. I think that's when they're still going to release new blocks. But it sounds like they're going to release 4 every Thursday now, and we're just going to pick one and work on it. So this week is this one. If we get lucky, then maybe we'll take on another one, but I think we'll start one and that'll be it. And then eventually we will get to the other ones. I lost one. Did I throw it over here already? Oh, did you see where I threw that? I have an A and a C. I needed my D piece. Oh gosh, you guys, look. I threw it away. I'm gonna still use it. We're fine. It's going to be interesting looking at the Splendid Sampler Facebook page now because everyone will have different blocks that they're working on. Okay, so first up, we are going to stack all of these blocks up, and we're going to cut our curve, this A curve, and that's going to give our A and our B pieces. So to start out, since I'm using this freezer paper, the kind of neat thing about freezer paper is that one side has like that plasticky or waxy side, and that will stick to your fabric without really hurting the fabric. So I'm going to just pick, this will be my top fabric. I'm going to line up those edges, and I'm just going to press this, and it should stick on. And just temporarily, this will pull off. See, it's stuck. It should pull off super easy. So now I'm going to just really kind of stack these as best I can, just right on top of each other. I want to get those edges really lined up. I think that'll probably do. And now I'm going to just cut this on along the template curve. So I've just kind of angled my piece so it's easy for me to cut. If it was twisted, then I'd have to have my hand over that way. And I'm gonna get my glove out again. We're gonna give that a try. So, all right, let's trim this. I'm gonna go slowly and carefully, and I'm gonna try and go around this edge. And again, I think if you free-handed this, you're going to end up with a perfectly okay block. I haven't made it yet, so I can't guarantee that, but I think just reading over the instructions, it kind of seemed that way. Ooh, we feel like we're moving a little bit. Ooh, let's just flatten it out a little bit. All right, I think that was decent enough. All right. So those are our A pieces and our B pieces, and now with this top one with the template on, I can tear this off. And it just comes off super duper easy. Ooh, a little staticky, but that's it. So easy peasy, got those pieces. And since we're here, I think, oh, that's the next step. We're going to cut the cream pieces as well. Well, my white pieces. It's called cream in the instructions. So that's already stacked really nice. I'm going to do that right away. We haven't used the D yet. Oh, that's used way later. Okay, D is used later, so we're going to set that aside. We need the C piece right now. So since this is stacked nice, I'm not going to take the top piece off. I'm just going to leave them stacked all nice. Let's line up this edge. I gotta do that kind of sticking this freezer paper on. Just brush it on by. All right, and now let's trim this piece as well. I think we're still stacked pretty decent. I'm gonna get my little glove on again. These dang fingers on this glove though are annoying. A bit long. All right, let's trim all four. Let's just make sure that it's all four. I'm guessing it is. Yeah. I'm just kind of backtracking a little, so it's kind of wanting to bunch up the fabric a little bit. All right, I think that's decent. Okay, and then these we discard. Ooh, a little kind of wonky. This one's a little wonky. I'm gonna just trim this one a little bit. I don't have my glove on though. All right, they're all wonky. I think it'll work just fine. So, all right, take that freezer paper off. That freezer paper, that's a nice little deal. Okay, so we have our start right here. So what we're gonna do, first of all, is we're gonna sew one of these pieces to one of these pieces, but we're not gonna sew the same piece back onto the piece we just, was same piece to a same piece. We're gonna switch them off. So I'm gonna take the two of these B pieces. I'm just gonna put them on the bottom and then put these guys there instead. So now we will be sewing two of these guys together, and then these ones will be sewn to these fabrics. So, ooh, gosh, these are gonna be so cute. All right, so how they're lining this up, and these guys, they go on the side for now. It looks in the instructions that you put these on the ground, or on the flat piece. Let's just take one. We'll take our top two pieces. And we lay this one flat, the B piece flat. And then this piece, we're gonna hold like this. And we are actually gonna measure, it looks like a 1/2 inch from the top. So that's kind of interesting. I haven't done that before. And then I think we're just gonna slowly sew this on. And I don't think we're gonna use pins or anything. I think we're just gonna kind of give this a go. Let's see. Position A and B right sides together with a 1/2 inch of B extending beyond A. Sew slowly, aligning curved edge as you sew. Okay, we are gonna attempt to sew this without any pins or any clips at all. Usually when I'm doing curves, I pin a ton. But in this these instructions, it doesn't look like she's doing that. It looks like she's just saying, go for it. And that's what we're gonna do. So let's get this stack down here, ready to sew. Let's just scooch. And we're gonna do it how she says here. Oh, so some of you do concave always on top. Oh, interesting. So you suggest doing this one on top? Like this. Oh, okay. Position A on B right sides together with a 1/2 inch extending. That's interesting. They do it the other way in the instructions. I'm going to try doing it this way first, and then we will try it the other way if this just ends up being crazy. So yeah, usually I mark the centers and I mark the center here and line them up, but we're just gonna wing it. What it looks like is we're just doing these curves and we're gonna trim all this down later. So I think if we're a little off, it's gonna be okay. So she's positioning them like this, about a 1/2 inch. So let's just measure quickly I can sort of eyeball a 1/2 inch, but let's just get it right. So, all right, right about there. So yeah, this is not how I usually do curves, so this is gonna be a little experiment. Let's get the shoes off so we can sew. Well, about right there. Should I sew down to that part? Probably. Yeah, we'll just start sewing. All right, and then once I'm attached here, yeah, this is gonna be weird. This is gonna be weird sewing this piece on top because it's gonna be hard to turn. Like I'm gonna have to keep, I'm gonna have to lift the foot a little, or maybe not. Maybe I just keep turning. Yeah, this is kind of working. All right, this is working this way. All I have to do is kind of let this flop up. Yeah, I think we can sew it in this direction. This side you can actually kind of make it be straight a little bit, and that helps a little bit. And this one we're just gonna kind of let it curve itself. Yeah, I think this is working fine this way with this the convex one up. All right, so at the end here, it's getting a little more difficult. Let's try and line those up. All right, I think we're okay. All right, let's see what we got. I'm gonna, before I start the next ones, I just want to see what this looks like. Then I'll chain piece all the rest of them. Oh, she has a video doing it exactly like you're doing. Okay, Sandra, then we're gonna keep doing it this way. It felt okay. It felt weird compared to what I'm used to doing, but I don't know, felt okay once I was going. And for these types of circles, curves, you don't actually have to clip in this or anything. Like when you fold it back, it's gonna lay flat, so you don't have to really worry about clipping anything. But dang, that is so cute. I really like these two fabrics together. That looks like a curve to me. That worked way better than I thought it was going to. Awesome, I'm stoked. Looks good. So let's we'll do the other three and then we'll press these and we'll see where we're at. That'll probably be all we get done tonight are these curves, but it's going smoothly. I'm digging it. So all right, let's pick our next two stacks here. I'm gonna do it the same way. That worked well. So I'm laying this one down like this. This one gets, first of all, right sides together. And about a ½ inch, I'm gonna just guess. We're gonna go about right there. That's gonna be my ½ inch mark. We're gonna just kind of sew up to that point. All this is gonna get trimmed, so that's fine. I mean, I think, man, the key to doing curves really easily is to make them bigger than what you need to, and then you can trim them down. I think that saves a pile of agony, I'm thinking. All right, I'm just kind of trying. These starts and ends are a little bit more difficult, but I'm trying not to stretch my, I mean, it would be really easy for me to stretch and pull this fabric and this fabric. I'm trying not to do that, so I'm trying to kind of like lift it and curve it up a little bit. Let the machine pull it along and then just keep kind of, I'm not pulling hard. I'm just trying to coax it into position, which does mean that this is going to flop up as I do it. Feels good not to be using all those pins though. All right, we're getting towards the end here. My hands are in the way, I can't see. There we go. Ugh, man, if you're doing a whole quilt of curves, this would be the way to do it. Just no pinning. All right, that's pretty close. I think we're good there. All right, let's, instead of trimming it off, let's keep going. So this is gonna be the opposites now. This is the B piece is the floral, and the A piece is these freckles. So right sides together again. Then, you know, I'm going to estimate that ½ inch again. Let's call it about right there. Maybe a little further up. All right. That's a neat thing about the Splendid Sampler in general is all the blocks are designed by like all different designers, right? So you get from the instructions, you get tips from all these different, or not necessarily tips, but you get to see how different people do things, you know? So like I said, I wouldn't have known to try curves like this unless they were just in the instructions and I decided to follow the instructions, you know? Otherwise, I probably would be pinning all these and dinking around with them, but dang, this is pretty slick. All right, there's that one, and one more. All right, I am looking at the diagram every single time I do this, though, so, because it's a little mind teaser, isn't it? A little brain teaser, how these match up. Make sure you get the right sides together. I almost didn't do that. All right, let's just lift up my presser foot a little bit. Help me out. Just going little by little, and yeah, this has to float up a little bit. Almost there. Okay, I think that'll do. All right, let's press these. That's really when we're gonna get a chance to check them out, I think. All right, it's so nice chain piecing them together, though. That went fast compared to pinning all of that. All right, so we are going to, according to these instructions here, we are going to press them to the convex curve, press the seam allowance towards that, and I think they're just going to automatically go that way. So yeah, we're going to press them towards, like, up this way, and they're just falling that way. So that should just happen. All right, I think I'm heated up here. So I am just going to lay this on the ground and run the iron across that curve. There we go. Ugh, cute! All right, that guy is done. All right, this one. Wait a sec. Oh, weird, this one's not wanting to lay that way as well. There we go. Now it is. This one, the other fabric's on top. So I think one of my fabric is maybe a little thicker than the other. It wants to go one direction. So I'm just kind of helping it along, holding it up, pressing that seam, and then once I got it going, then it wants to lay flat. Oh, some people have already done all 4 blocks on the Splendid Sampler 2 Facebook. That's what I'm saying. Some people are going to just get them all done, all 4 blocks that are released every week, done right away. That will not be me. So if you're not someone that is going to finish all the blocks all at once and you want some help going through them, we will be taking our time through the blocks yet. So I'm going to just be doing most likely the 1 a week, and even with that, I might not get the whole block done. So we're going to treat it as if I'm still doing them how we've normally been working on them. So when the 4 blocks are released every week, so every Thursday 4 new blocks are going to be released. And we're just going to pick one of those blocks. So this is the block that we picked today from the 4 suggestions. And that's what we're going to work on. And every week, 4 new ones. So that means we're going to leave 3 behind every single week. While the new ones are out, we'll pick from the new ones. And then eventually we will come back and we'll have 75% of them to choose from eventually. Because in theory, the ones we pick, the 25%, will be completed. So the quilt along might be way done by the time we get done with them. But yeah, so we'll just pick. We're gonna pick our the one that we want to work on that week. And I still have unfinished blocks, so we're gonna work on unfinished blocks as well. But every Thursday at least, every Thursday we're gonna pick a new block to start. We might not finish it through. This one we'll probably still work on tomorrow because I think we'll get it done. But maybe we would work on this one and then tomorrow we'd go to one of the unfinished ones or something. So we're going to work our way through, but every Thursday for sure we will take a look at the new blocks and start one. This one looks a little poofy yet. I'm just going to give that a little press again. Oh my God, these colors together are so cute. So much cuter than I thought. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Julie, you're doing a limited fabric choices too. Yeah, so I definitely gave myself rules for this quilt. Like I said, like the white, I'm gonna go for a white background whenever I can, and I'm using these pale colors and only a pop of color every 5 blocks. I definitely gave myself rules. I don't usually do that, but I wanted to give myself a little challenge, and that's my challenge. All right, we're gonna finish it up for tonight, but I just kind of want to lay it out a little bit like how we see here, just so I can peek. Or I'm just kind of guessing how it goes though. What happens next? I think these guys go here. Oh, so these actually, wait a sec, on the blue piece. Oh, okay, wait. This will go, let's just pretend that these exist here. A white piece will go here. Yeah, here on both. So we're going to use that D template to trim these off later. But right now I'm just going to throw the white pieces in just to kind of get a sense of this. So, okay, let's see. That could go there. This one, oh wait, this one. Here's where I got to puzzle piece this together. All right, so this will go here. But once it's all trimmed, our colors will start blending together a little bit more. So I think this is right. This will be this side. And then let's see, this will go opposite here. Let's layer it underneath here though. There we go. It'll kind of cut into there, and this will have a little white spot. This is a brain twister. Yeah, that's right. And then this guy, oh my God, I'm so confusing myself. Okay, there we go. Kind of tuck it in. And he gets a little white guy down there. All right. Wow, that took longer for me to figure out than I thought it would. But, obviously it'll be easier once we get it all put together. I have to save my D piece. We're going to be cutting those out of the bottom here, and then that will be matching up with these when we sew them. But in general, here is the start of what we're doing. Pretty fast. Like, I mean, I'm chit-chatting. I took time cutting things out and tracing things and whatever. But, all in all, this is probably, you can probably get this done in an hour and a half, 2 hours easy. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't finish this tomorrow. Actually, we only really did 4 circles, but we got things cut out. So we will trim out the D pieces and then sew these guys on, and then we just have a 4 patch to sew together. I think we can do it. Let's shoot for getting this done tomorrow. But so far, so good. I think it's cute. Oh, you guys, you know what? I did this wrong. I wanted the florals to be in the center. Let's switch this up quick. Okay, wait, now how does it go? I gotta try it the other way now. Thanks for sticking with me. So, oh wait, okay, so this would have to go here, and a white bit up there. Okay, yeah, and then this guy, and another white piece. All right, there we go. Now we're getting the flowers on the inside. Totally confusing myself though. There we go. And gosh, even with only one piece left, I am confusing myself. There. I'm trying to get those flowers to be the only thing in the middle. Okay, there we go. This is what we intended to do. There we go. That was our intention. Oh, it's cute. I'm loving it. All right, guys. I'm going to flip you around. I'm glad we caught that. I'm going to flip you around and we'll call it an evening here. Yeah, we're testing the gray matter. Yeah, that was oddly more difficult than I thought to rejigger those a little bit. But awesome. I think we'll get this done. I'm going to leave it just like this so I don't confuse myself tomorrow, so I remember what goes where. And yeah, we'll get this guy done. I think we'll just work till we have it done. Unless there's some big thing that we didn't realize that, oh gosh, this is going to take a whole nother day, but I'm excited. Working the curves. So awesome, guys. Thanks again for joining me. I don't know when we'll get to the other 3 blocks, but we have the curves. What's it called again? Curves Forever. Curves Forever. We're getting done. Getting done this week. So thanks for joining me, guys. And I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central. Have a good evening. Good night.